Wait, what was that noise? Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and my favorite Gmod game mode is on this list. If you're new here or haven't yet, be sure you like and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for daily gaming content and stick around until the end for some bloopers. Because you guys don't know this, but speaking is hard. We all know the story of Slenderman, don't look at him or you're dead. However, what games are based on this Photoshop contest entry? Good enough, that's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 Slenderman games you need to play. Roll the intro. And at 10, Slender the 9 Pages. This game is a rather high quality Slender game. Some say this is even the scariest one to date. On the Dark Horror Games website you can play an online Unity version in browser, however there are offline versions you can download for both PC and Mac for free. The developer decided to keep all the classic Slender scares in the game. White noise when Slender is nearby, the flashlight flickering sometimes, and the jump scares that will make you drop a load in your pants. This game however takes place in a huge basement instead of a forest. It seems similar to a maze, however there is no map. You can sprint but not for too long, and the pages contain normal messages like he has no eyes and he will eat you, but with the addition of one that claims he will rape you, which is very inappropriate when you take into account who really plays these games. The pages change their location every time you restart, but one page will always remain in the same place, so find that one first or last. Strategy. In at 9, Slender, Bones of Children 2. Bones of children have been scattered all over the woods. Your job, since you choose to accept it, is to find them all before Slenderman gets you. As you roam the dark forest, you can hear your own heartbeat and almost feel the Slenderman breathing down your neck. Wait, does Slender even breathe? Like, can he? He has no face, so like, how? Does he have gills? Oh my god, does Slenderman have gills? The more bones you collect, the harder the game gets, since Slender knows you're close and will constantly watch you from the shadows. There is a map in the upper left corner of the screen showing you your current location, and the flashlight only lights a few meters ahead. Receiving mixed reviews from fans, you are able to play this on darkhorrorgames.com as well. This game gives you a sense of overwhelming dread as you try to pick up the pieces of a ruined childhood. You want desperately to bring them peace, but Slenderman knows that and he won't let that happen. And at 8, Slender Micro. Slender Micro is basically Slender Light. Micro will pit you up against a 16-bit Slenderman while on a new mission of collecting 5 notes instead of 8. Scribwelder has definitely captured the attention of the gaming community with a series of successful low-res horror games, such as The Last Door, Don't Escape, and Deeper Sleep, so 16-bit horror is nothing new. Slender is a widespread horror phenomena, because for some reason we still think he can be real. While the creation of Slenderman may only be due to a Photoshop contest, the monster lives on in every genre of game. This game seems to be highly praised, quoted as being almost like the actual game, which is good when everything has gone minimal, even the pages you need to collect. This game, however, is hella old. It came out before Slender the Arrival was released, but after it was announced. On my first attempt I got 4 out of 5 pages, so I challenge you to do better. It can also be played on darkhorrorgames.com. All of these can, so there you go. Search Slender. And at 7, Slenderman Daybreak. This is how your encounter with the Slenderman would be like in the middle of the day. You need to collect 8 drawings before Slendy gets to you. However, since it's day, you don't have a flashlight. The game is just over 4 megabytes, which means it loads quickly. The movement is smooth and there are no glitches. The drawings are heading back to the pages you need to find. And that seems to be a motive with quite a few of these games. The bold choice to have this game take place in the day does ruin the scare factor a little bit, since the sky above is blue and the day is when we are at our prime, so we feel stronger and more confident. The game does feel slightly rushed, however, with some gaps in the walls and no run option, but it is still a new and refreshing experience, so I highly recommend. And at 6, Slender Mystery Forest. After collecting notes and messages in a hide-and-seek game with Slender, it did nothing. He's still out there. So, time for orbs. In this game you have 6 empty slots displayed on screen. Each slot should contain an orb with a number on it. They're scattered, however. They can be found in bushes, among trees, or next to a bench, or maybe even out in the open. There is no time limit, but come close enough to Slender and you're as done as bread in the toaster for 5 minutes. The graphics are good, but people found other areas lacking, such as the controls and things like that, but you gotta play the bad games to really be able to appreciate the good ones. This game music is creepy, saying the darkness, he's coming, in reference to the Slenderman, but it gets annoying shortly after. Slender's movement is odd and he is constantly following you, but never really giving you a breather. He can also move through walls, and unless your cursor is in the middle of the screen, the camera movement is off. You just can't look around. But it's still worth a try. The orbs are also just billiard balls, and you can also fall off the map. I did that. Halfway through at number 5, Slender the Cursed Forest. Yes, another Slenderman game where you're chased by Slenderman alone in the forest with only a flashlight. But this time you need to collect 11 pages instead of 8, and the map is huge. This game is also the only one on the list to feature a multiplayer mode, but I can't test that because I have no friends. To have multiplayer work, however, you need to port forward your port to 25565 like you were making a Minecraft server, and then give your public IP to your friends, who then need to start the game as clients, then connect to your IP, or you can just play in single player mode. This game is ridiculously hard in single player mode, however, so it's recommended that you play with friends. The only bad thing about this game is that by default the Y-axis is inverted. How dare you cause the controls to be inverted automatically? The only time the controls should be inverted is for flying, like flying planes and helicopters, that's it. And as you can tell, I'm very passionate about inverted controls. What about you? Do you play inverted or not? Tell me in the comments. Should be not inverted. In at 4, Slender Woods. Yes, in this game you're running around collecting pages in the woods, but unlike your typical Slender games, Slender Woods is more of a story-ended horror adventure, with quick puzzles and a monster on your back at all times. Created by Izety, it sounds like a rapper name, a Russian indie game dev who released it back in 2012. The story is about a guy who gets fed up with the world. He leaves the city and finds peace in his parents' old shed in the woods. Everything was going fine until he started hearing strange noises outside his house. You grab a flashlight and head towards the underground tunnels. When you reach the house again, the door is locked and you need to find the key. You suddenly start to feel strange and start seeing very weird things. Someone has been watching you. Or is it something? And at 3, Slender the Arrival. Slender the Arrival is the only game on this list that is available on Steam and requires a purchase. Currently, as of this moment, it is available on Steam for 99 cents, and that's the only place you can get it. It's only on sale until January 2nd of 2020, however, so if you want to play it, grab it now. You're on your own. No one to come for you, no one to help you, no one to hear you scream. Slender the Arrival was created in collaboration with Eric Knudsen, the creator of Slenderman, and this is the official video game adaptation. Normally $10 on Steam, this game is filled with other spooky creeps along with the title character. This game contains 21 achievements and is from the game devs that created the 8 pages. It is playable on both Windows and Mac devices and can be played with Windows XP and Vista. I've tried this game a few times and always got lost on the first level, and it's sad really. The highest rated review says buttermilk cornbread and gives you a recipe for buttermilk cornbread. Not kidding. Look it up. It says a lot about this game. And ultimately, at number 2, Slender the 8 Pages. Originally just called Slender, the 8 Pages is a free-to-play indie first-person survival horror game released in 2012 by the same group that made The Arrival later on. You all know this game. You've seen YouTubers play it, you've seen them get terrified, you've seen them get so close then lose, or get mad when the award for winning the game is instant death. The objective of 8 Pages is simple: gather 8 pages. The game gets harder the more pages you have, and you wander around alone in the forest in the middle of the night to find them. The player has the ability to jog, which lets you move faster, but you'll walk slower for a time if you go for too long, and if Slender appears in your eyesight, this will change from jog to sprint, costing more stamina and moving you faster than jogging. This also has multiple modes, such as daytime mode and $20 mode, in reference to the meme where Slender will leave you alone if you give him $20. Finally, and at number 1, Stop It Slender. Stop It Slender is a game mode found on Roblox, but more importantly found on Gary's mod. If you've ever wanted to see what it was like to be Slenderman, this game is for you. This gives you the ability to control Slenderman and see the game from his perspective. You can see all players through walls, and they will be colored to indicate their health, referenced to in this game as battery, and the number of pages they have found. You can go invisible and can reappear if nobody sees you. You can teleport to nearby players and scare their pants off while draining them of their battery and watching them fade from green to red. The whole screen is tinted red with the exception of the players, and you have the ability to play as the survivors instead, but in reality, it isn't nearly as fun. There we have it, friends, the top 10 Slender games you need to play. If you enjoy, be sure you hit like and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for daily gaming content, and ring the bell to join the clan and level up. Be sure to comment down below with which games you've tried on this list and which ones you want to try. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.